Welcome back to another episode of the Gamers Podcast. My name is Anna, and I'm a digital educator and EU project manager at All Digital. And today I'm happy to be joined by Andrea Glavačević Jakubi. Hi, Andrea, welcome.
Hi. Hi, thank you for having me.
So, Andrea, let's say something about Andrea. Andrea is a talent content producer and designer, currently based in Zagreb, who has been shaping the storytelling side of mobile games. So she's the perfect guest to help us understand that making games isn't just about code, but it's also about storytelling, characters, sound design, and so much more. So, Andrea, welcome to the show. It's awesome to have you here with me today. And I will start straight with the first question, so you can have the chance to tell us more about yourself. So, my first question for you is, what is your current role in the gaming industry? And how did you get there? So basically, I would like to know, what has your journey been like?
Well, I've always loved gaming. I started gaming when I was a kid. We got our first PC, of course. And then I watched my dad play Half Life, and my sister and brother and I started playing Zoo Tycoon and Sims, and then Call of Duty and other other games like that. But I didn't really know there was a job for me in gaming until I moved to Zagreb, and I was looking for a student job. So my friend sent me this ad for a content intern in one of the mobile gaming companies here. So I got the job. Wasn't
Mhm.
expecting to get it, but I did. It was mostly creative. Started creative writing quests, dialogues, finding visual references for items, even looking for soundtracks for the game. And then as I continued working there, I got more and more responsibility, started leading my own team, got the role of a content producer.
Mhm.
This was kind of a mixed role of like being a managerial role and also with some creativity. So my job was basically to keep my team on schedule, to organize tasks, to schedule updates, to schedule A/B tests, like comparing what we want to put in the game, what's more successful, what's less successful. Of course, communication with other departments, especially art and editorial departments. They were in charge of writing and editing the text we got from our authors. We were also thinking of possible new features for the games. But yeah, everything about it was kind of a mix of creative and managerial. So organization plus some creativity, brainstorming, a lot of brainstorming.
So a lot
Um,
of soft skills beside the hard skills.
yeah, yeah. Then I got a chance to work freelance as a narrative designer and a game designer. But my role was mostly as a narrative designer. So I was writing dialogues and worked with the level designer to kind of he would create maps that then I would fit those maps into the narrative. But also, I would suggest changes for those maps and ask for our developers to give us some smaller mechanics so I can fit that into the storyline of the game. I'm actually currently on maternity leave, but when I return, I will take up my position as a chief creative officer at Centona. This is the company that I founded with my colleagues. Mm, and this is also kind of a mix of creative and organizational because I have to work on balancing the game progression for soft launch, but I also have to work with artists and writers to kind of come up with the interesting storyline, interesting characters people can relate to. So it's a jumble of very fun things for me because I like both. I like to be creative, but I also like to organize things. Do Excel sheets, make documents, and just tell someone what I want to be done. So yeah,
So you're
it's a really fun mix for me.
Well, I love that. And I remember that when we first met, you told me that at one point of your professional path, you realized that there was this creative side of making games, as you just said. And of course that the game development is not just about programming, as it could be a common way to see this kind of profession. So can you tell me more about the different roles that exist in this world, and more specifically what you do as a narrative designer?
Of course. So, as a narrative designer, it's what I already mentioned, shaping the world, working with other departments. But basically, my job is to incorporate the story into the game so that it fits the world, but it also matches the mechanics we have in the game. So, it matches the gameplay. When I was working on the creature capture game as a freelancer, I had to make sure that the storyline and dialogues made sense in that kind of an environment. And I also had to utilize all the game mechanics we had. We had puzzles, so I had to somehow sometimes incorporate that into the storyline, traps, things like that. You don't have to tell everything. You can just show it in the game, but sometimes it's fun when we kind of connect the two. It makes sense. I mean, it's you want to tell the story as well as have the people play the game. It's all connected. As a game designer, it's kind of a bigger picture, how the game would work in general, what mechanics will we actually have in the game, what how the players will progress through the game, what you want them to experience. You have to work closely with the developers, you have to work with artists, you have to work with other departments. When I was working as a content producer, we worked a lot with analytics and marketing, because I think people also sometimes forget that analytics and marketing also have a major role in gaming. But also there's so much more. There's QA, so testing the game, trying to break the game to see how you can break the game. Tell the developers how you broke the game, and then they will make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Mhm.
There's sound design, sound effects for games, making music, composing for games, writing, of course. That's kind of different from narrative design, but sometimes it goes hand in hand. There's a bunch more video effects. Yeah, I guess it just depends on what role attracts you, but there's much more than just artists and developers. Not that they're not important, of course they are important, but so many more roles come into play when it comes to creating a game. You have to have someone, of course, who will uh, just organize things, who will tell you we need this, this, and this, and this, and the timeline is like this. So someone who will like a project manager, someone who will lead a team and pull all the strings.
Coordinate all the profiles to have the best outcome possible, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. I think now that you are explaining how one game is produced, it seems like any other job that anyone can take. Because I guess that when we think about the gaming industry, mm, the common thoughts is that it's something different, let's call it special, in the way that the common thoughts, at least for my way how to look at this industry, is that you need a lot of skills, especially hard skills. And it's also something that when I think about, it's bringing me immediately to the fact that it's, let's call it, a man world.
Mhm.
So it's a bit difficult to frame it as also feminine working profile, let's say. But I know that during your professional path, you have to be inspiring for female students, because I remember this from the first time we met. Considering this, do you think that there are gender biases in the gaming industry? as I think like an external of the industry. So tell me if also from your side there is this feeling.
Well, I think there definitely are. Maybe I think I may have been lucky to not experience so many biases, but there's also this thing where mobile gaming is usually not considered. So people who play mobile games are often not considered gamers. They often don't. They will never say that they're a gamer, which is fine. You can, call yourself however you want, of course. But sometimes it comes from the idea that mobile games are not real games. So people who play them are not real gamers. Uh, Especially if those games are a bit more marketed towards the female population. It also comes into play with PC and console games that are often they attract more of a female audience, I guess. For example, visual novels, various life sims. They're still games, but some people would probably say that they're not real games. Sims would also probably be considered as less. I mean, not by me because I love The Sims, but
Yeah,
some
also
people.
at that time when first come out the game, yes, I remember that the Sims games, but we can cut this part. Definitely.
Like advertising for Sims.
Yeah. Let's cut this. But sorry if I interrupt you. So you were saying about these simulation games. Let's take back from the simulation games.
Yeah, it's usually games that are attracting more of a female audience that are considered a less of a game. I guess those cutesy games with less fighting. But I would disagree. I think games are just games, however you want to play them. I've played through amazing visual novels, and I don't think that I'm less of a gamer than if I played through Call of Duty, whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, as you said, there is this bias, that
Yes.
some games or some features are more considered like more feminine than masculine. And
Yes, of course.
and you give the example of the Sims or maybe the fighting games that are more related to like say a masculine world.
Yes, and the sports games. Also,
Exactly.
there's a lot of they're mostly popular with the male audience. So, yeah.
But you actually said that you don't have this feeling. So games are just games. So do you think that actually the industry is shifting in this regard?
Maybe slowly feels
Mhm.
like it's becoming more gender neutral, but yeah, it could it could go faster, but yeah, I think it's slowly shifting. I think more and more people are just embracing games as a fun media than some kind of a battle between male and female, and what's more feminine, what's more masculine. I think it should go a bit faster.
What could be a strategy to put in place in order to make this shift a bit more faster or just faster?
Well, because it's not just the gaming industry. It's kind of a thing like gender biases. They affect other aspects of our lives. So, uh, it's important to reach everyone at some point, probably when they're still young, and to encourage inclusivity in other aspects of life, not just the gaming industry, but in general, encourage inclusivity and just kind of battle those gender biases in general. Because you can target one industry, but then if all of the other aspects of your life are kind of affected by the gender biases, then it's not going to change much. So yeah, it's just important to be very very wide about it, to kind of target the young people uh while they're still open-minded.
Oh, yeah, good point, good point. So the need to reach more people from early age, I guess. Yeah, well, I think it's inspiring, but I would like to know how would you encourage at this point the creativity, especially talking about early age, especially in schools? What would you do as a professional in gaming, in the gaming industry? So what would you, I don't know, share in the school with the youth?
Well, I think I feel like games are such a great way to kind of deliver a message. They're interactive, they're colorful, they can be very fun. There doesn't have to be, violence and
Mm,
bloodshed, and uh, you can make an educational game for sure. I think it would even be very fun for young kids to play it because, I mean, kids love games. So if something like this was introduced, it would even maybe change the opinions of the parents. Although I do think parents are a bit more lenient when it comes to gaming these days. Uh, but I think traditionally parents were always against games and gaming because it was seen kind of as a lazy activity. But it's actually a very creative field. So kind of introducing games to young people, but appropriate games and games that would kind of teach them life lessons and just like, when you look at Sesame Street and when you look at these cartoons that would teach kids about life, how to interact with people. Uh, and this is even more interactive, so you can give them choices in the game of how they would approach a certain situation.
mm,
um, I know even when you like omit that educational part of games, I mean the socialization and things like that, you can also uh, teach them basic math and reading.
mm.
I learned a lot of my English vocabulary from games.
That's
So
true,
it's
especially
such
for
a
simulation. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's such a there's such a big application to it that uh it would I think introducing some interactive games would definitely be benefit. I mean, all games are interactive, so
Yeah. But for
it would
example,
be beneficial. Yeah.
yeah, for example, you were talking about social skills, and it just popped in my mind some breaking scenarios based games that would be perfect to see what happen if you make a choice, either another one. So yeah, I think this kind of if I don't wrong, they are called a serious game for education.
Mm,
This could be perfect, in my opinion, to introduce the gaming industry in the early age, especially in an education environment. So
mm,
yes, I think this could be a good way to go. Let's say, do you agree with me?
yes, I agree.
Yep. So at this point, I would like to move on with our conversation, and I would like to know, since you shared so many aspects of your professional path, what has been the accomplishment you are most proud of so far?
Well, for me, the a big motivator is to just do a good job. But I was really when I was writing for this game, for the creature capture game, my brother was playing through it later on. He knew that I was writing for the game, but he didn't know how much I actually wrote because I don't consider myself a big writer, so I never really advertise, oh, I wrote for a game.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I actually wrote like 95%, 98% of the game, I would say, of the game dialogues.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
It is all the work.
more more than I expected. So he was playing through the start of the game, and it's kind of a whimsical game, so it has some funny dialogues. Um, Funny dialogues spoken by a person who wrote those dialogues. But he texted me that the dialogue is really funny. There was this one piece of dialogue, I forget which it was. uh it was really funny, I laughed out loud, so that was really a really nice moment because he didn't know that I was actually writing that part. I told him, "Well, I probably wrote that," and he showed it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I did. I wrote that." So he was kind of surprised, like, "Oh, I didn't know you wrote that much for the game." It was a nice moment to have kind of a compliment, and yeah, I just like creating an experience that other people enjoy,
Yeah, that's
and
lovely
even
to hear.
even doing a good job, like in general with working with other people. One of the nice things that was said to me, it was kind of a critique, but also a nice thing, is that I needed to work on giving compliments to my colleagues, like my team, because they knew that I was pleased with their work, but I rarely gave out compliments. But they also said, when she gives you a compliment, that it's you did something really, really good. So that was kind of a double-edged sword, because like I wasn't giving out much compliments. I should have given out more, but they were also very happy when they got that one compliment.
So you develop these professional soft skills,
Yeah.
let's call them like this, also throughout actually your professional path. But I was talking about best, the most accomplishment that you might have within your career. I know that you just started your own business. You are co-founded, you're co-founder of one gaming company. So maybe tell us more about this great achievement in your
Yes,
career.
I think it still feels a bit surreal because I never really considered doing that. But I met Nicolina, and then it kind of all went from there. She really liked me. I really liked her and her husband. So they came up with the idea of founding a company here. They wanted me to join them. I was at first skeptical because I didn't really it was the imposter syndrome in me, I think, and my husband was, "No, no, no, you'll do great. You'll do amazing." So he was very supportive. I don't know. I guess I'm just planning on transferring all my skills that I already got, to transfer them to Santona and create something very nice because I really like the people I'm working with. They're a great team. So hopefully, we are kind of aiming to break those gender biases in mobile gaming, because we're making a game that's going to be aimed at female audiences, but we also kind of want it to be uh, the thing in mobile gaming is that a lot of these games that are targeted towards female audiences are kind of infantilizing the audience. So we want to have a bit of a serious storyline
Mhm.
that's also kind of aimed towards the female audience. But I mean, of course, if the male audience likes it, even better. We're not gonna tell them no. So yeah, we're hoping to kind of achieve that through this medium. Um, and yeah, we're all kind of uh, working towards that.
Well, I think this is great. And do you have any spoiler for us? Are you working for some nice project? Can you say something to us?
It's gonna be dramatic. I'm just trying to figure out how much I can say without
Oh, just a little
saying
bit.
too much.
What we can expect in the next
You
future.
you
You
can
cannot
expect
wait.
a I think you can expect a great storyline,
All
honestly.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good enough to know. So let's keep posted on this. Huh? But talking about gender bias and gaming industry, so you are a woman in this industry, and you are a successful professional in this industry, in the game industry. So I would like to know if you have tips for young girls who wants to approach the world of gaming.
Yeah. Definitely be persistent. And my most important thing is that you should not doubt your skills. I think, like I said, the imposter syndrome
Mm.
affects so many of us, and it's so difficult sometimes to move past it, but you can do it, and you're in your position for a reason. If you, yeah, probably gonna cut that part out.
Okay, we can do
Uh,
it. So let's cut this part, and you can start, uh, you know,
like
putting
start over.
together. Yes, yes, yes. So I can question. What tips do you have for young girls who wants to approach the world of gaming? So elaborate on this.
Yes, be persistent, work on your skills, and never doubt your skills. You can ask for help, you can do research, you can admit when you don't know something, but uh, don't let the imposter syndrome get you down because it affects so many of us. Uh, you should not let it. It's so difficult sometimes to move past it, but you can move past it. And once you do, once you get the hang of, believing in your skills, it's going to be much easier to move through the world and to discuss with others, because it's so difficult sometimes to discuss things, to kind of give your opinion on something when you don't have full faith in it. But once you have faith in your skills, you can elaborate, and you can kind of uh, give good arguments. You're going to do great.
And let's just underline that to approach the world of gaming, there is not just the need to have hard skills in terms of programming skills, but you can enter this world, this
Absolutely.
industry as a creative. And you are the example, the great example of this. So, considering this, would you give some practical tips, like, uh, for example, if a girl, for example, no, it's interested in enter the gaming industry, and she is good in I don't know, turn books in the stories, for example, how she could sell this kind of skills in this game, in this industry.
Well, this would specifically probably go into writing or maybe narrative design, sometimes even game design if she has those inclinations. But if someone's in general interested into working in gaming, I would suggest maybe just Google a lot, because I feel like it's such a good resource. If you know you want to work in the gaming industry, you can basically just find out what can you do actually there, what speaks to you, and then you'll find out what skills you need. Maybe some of the skills you already have, others you can develop. You can even probably get some lessons, maybe free lessons, maybe you can pay for the lessons. It all depends on how you feel. But yeah, just do some research and see what speaks to you.
Good. That's very good tip. So I think Andrea, I think the interview we made, it's full of inspiration and good starting point for the young girl that's like to enter in this professional world. So I think at this point I can wrap up the session if you agree.
Yes, I hope this
All right.
is educational.
Yes, absolutely. So, Andrea, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today, and it's been amazing to hear how your love for storytelling and creativity has guided you through this industry, and how powerful actually your path has been. So your message also, it's a reminder on of why representation in this industry matters so much. So, and I think that with this, at this point, we can also wrap up the New Gamers podcast series. And to everyone who tuned in, thank you. And whether you are a student, a teacher, or a parent, or just curious about the world of gaming, we hope this story speaked something in you. And remember that inclusion, creativity, and the confidence and the real game changer. So, see you in the next adventure and keep playing, dreaming, and building the future. Bye bye.